Hello, this is George Senda, the official, the real, the authentic, the original, the one, the only, the guy from Pittsburgh, and I want to apologize if my voice croaks. It's because Kathy gave me these sausages, ever something, chicken with apple. I ate them, and then my eyes rolled up in my head, steam came out of my ears, stuff came out of my nose. Stuff came out of my mouth. I started gasping, air, coughing, trying to get a breath in. My mouth was on fire. I have no idea what they put in those things. I hadn't eaten anything all day. I was starving. It took about 10 or 15 minutes to catch my breath and stop blowing my nose and coughing and praying that I would not succumb to this horrible food she got in the soup kitchen. So I said, if you wanted to kill me, get the life insurance policy. Hand me the gun, the shotgun, the rifle, the machine gun, the grenade with a 2-second fuse instead of three. The lit dynamite, Yosemite Sam getting ready to pull on the plunger. Anything, but don't ever give me weird food that nobody ever heard of for me to eat. My God. Then I went, fed Tiny One. Mama Cat, Kitten were at the door waiting. Fuzzy, Fluffy, I keep saying Fuzzy. I'm sorry, baby Fuzzy. I missed you very much. Was waiting to eat, but I couldn't do anything because I was sitting here going, oh my God. And I called her up. I said, I hate you. I've always hated you. I've never liked you. I want you to die. I was joking, but it's like, what did you do to me? Oh my God. This is why I buy Foster Farms chicken franks as God intended. No additives, no fillers, no spices, and very funny commercials and two chickens. Okay, I went to the credit union and walked and put money in to pay the PG&E. Even they've been paid $82 Monday. I have to call up and find out if this place will pay the rest of my electric bill. Go to Kathy's, turn on her internet for Monday. Thursday, go to the foot doctor. The foot looks like it's getting better, but who knows? And walking today to the bus, from the bus, Tiny One on the way back when I got off the bus, she ran across the street to see me. I said, little one, go across the street. I don't need food for you. Next time I'll carry a bag of food in my backpack for her. But it took me about an hour to get out of the house because I couldn't breathe. But everybody's happy. I always have one cat, though, eat the other cat's food. This time, for the first time, with Mama Cat, who ate her food. Then she pushed Kitten Cat out of the way and ate her food. And last night, for the first time, I lied down next to Mama Cat, and she actually, oh, it's just lump under here. Oh, it's just electric blanket. But okay. She sat down on the bed and cuddled with me when I lied down next to her and patted her, and she was purring away. It was like having a revving engine. And she was kneading. She got so excited she slid clean off the bed and then realized, oh my God, the door is closed. Ran around the apartment for about an hour squeaking, let me out, let me out. I said, no, Mama, I'm freezing cold. I'm going to sleep. And with the door open for 3 hours, because I can't go to sleep because she wants to come in and be on the bed. And she holds her one eye open. She won't quite go to sleep. She's afraid of the door being closed. But she finally went under the bed. I woke up at 9 or 10 a.m., opened the door first. She goes up to the door, looks around, says, no, I don't want to go out. Goes back under the bed again. So I took the bus at 20 to, went up to the bus at 20 to 4, got the bus, went to the credit union, waited for the bus, and then didn't realize because I was doing something on my phone. Up came the bus, and I had trouble getting up to my knees. Got home, saw Tiny One, went through all that. Called Kathy, called Patty. So now I'm doing this unboxing, and the figures, numbers are 1 million something. Hold on. I knew I haven't. 1,448,536. So gone up again. Alright, this is from eBay. Properly packaged. And I mean really properly packaged. You even put, what do you call these, airbags or something now, in this thing to keep the keyboard from moving. You put more airbags here. We're going to put them in our car if we ever get a car instead of those factory built airbags. And then he put it in this thing because the previous one arrived broken because he put it in the manila envelope, for God's sakes. So now, this has a bulge in it, I hope. He took 2 of these bubble wrap envelope. He had to keep those or something. And then he wrapped it in another manila. The guy's obsessed with manila envelopes. Then he put in a plastic bag. I feel like I'm David Copperfield here. And then he put it in the Macaulay keyboard box, which had a bend in it, which is disturbing. That doesn't mean it's broken again. Do not ship a plastic keyboard in a manila envelope with no protection. So, this is a wired keyboard. Has the instructions, which I can't read anyway, but I could not read the instruction that sausage because I was able with the light and my reading glasses and a lantern to read, no, my phone light, to read how to cook it, but I could not read what's in it. Alright. And this is front and back, not broken. And I'm using the solar keyboard for now, but I'll put this back in the box. And that way when I restore the 27-inch iMac, I'll have another keyboard for it. And we'll put this in the closet somewhere where I can find it. I was watching a video on monitors, and there's one monitor for $298. It's a 32-inch non-4K monitor, and the cheapest 4K set this guy compared one, but it was like, I don't know, $1,100, and then the Apple display and a couple of other bent something, but I found a Sony Bravia 3, and that's $498 4K. It's 43-inch, but that's the cheapest Sony Bravia you can get. They have a 7 and a 9. So I'll put this away and recover my voice. Not even a cough. I went to be tiny when I was still gasping for air and blowing my nose. But it is gratifying that Mama Cat will come in now and literally sleep next to me. She before would run off the bed every time I sat in the bed. Okay, now let's see. Let me go to the... And Amazon has taken over from Barbara Broccoli, who wanted James Bond to be more like a woman. Ridiculous. Okay, now, what am I doing here? There we go. Alright. And ruin the franchise. The whole point of going to a James Bond movie, you get away for a couple hours and forget about your life, paying bills, crazy family members, crazy girlfriends or boyfriends, and you could imagine being a James Bond for 2 hours and seeing cool stuff. Okay. So, I posted a video that had issues of publishing using a broken screen. I don't know what that... Oh, I've got $sign there. That was supposed to say 27-inch iMac. I'll have to fix that. I got 41 views. So, and tonight I also started posting again the guy from Pittsburgh Paranormal Forum. I posted a bunch of videos last night in there. So, let's see if we can find this thing. I doubt everybody's on, but I walked in there at 7 o'clock and I cooked the food and started eating it and then started choking. Not fun. Okay, hold on. It just went down now. There we go. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Where is the link? Link. Okay, there it is. All right. So let's see. I would have been on here 2 hours earlier, but and there's talk they may or may not give people a Doge check, but I think they should give it to all retirees, veterans, railroad retirement people, Social Security recipients, SSI, SSDI, because we all worked for a living at one time. We all paid taxes. And the people that worked and retired or have died helped produce goods, gave services to everybody else during their lifetime, and are laid by the wayside once they quit working or can no longer work or die. People forget about them. We kept this country going. Not just me, but everybody who's ever worked for a living. Musk probably doesn't think about that. Maybe Trump hasn't either. They only give it to current workers. Well, our money was stolen from us, all of us, by corrupt people in the government, Congress, the deep staters, the one world government types. I'm drinking that. Sorry, so I don't knock it over and kill the keyboard. So we deserve that because the leftists and the Democrats are screaming that Trump has no right to look at the files and people's personal information when there is no privacy. Apple just stopped having iCloud in Britain because the English government, UK government, said you must release all confidential information on your phone, and Apple told them to go shove it. So you have to get rid of iCloud because governments hate the people finding out what nefarious schemes their elected leaders and not unelected. They always say Elon Musk is the unelected president, and yet bureaucrats, public officials, people working in the bureaucracy are unelected. They never think about that. They're appointed or they're civil servants. Yet many of them have an agenda, not in line with the new occupant of the White House, particularly with woke and DEI. So that's going to be over in this administration, and all the good for it. You shouldn't worry about diversity, inclusion. Everybody's diverse, no matter what color you are, no matter what race you are, no matter what creed you are, no matter what political orientation you are. We're all different. That's the true meaning of diversity. All right. We're Americans. Everything else is secondary. We should be working together, not work to tear the country apart. And get waste and fraud eliminated, send the people to jail. I thought it would be the worst you could do. Put Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi in the same cell with everybody else. They could and go after, revoke the pardons of some of these people, Adam Schiff, Fauci. Find a way to say they weren't legitimate and go after them. But if I were Trump, I would suspend Congress, declare a national financial emergency, suspend Congress for 6 months while everybody is investigated. And those guilty of theft, how do you get to have $300 million when your annual salary is $175,000 like Nancy Pelosi and others? deputy secretaries of defense, now worth $30 million. She's frugal and she uses coupons. No doubt. So, and we should have term limits, eliminate the Fed because they do more to create inflation by their constant up and down in interest rates. Get rid of the IRS. Have tariffs and send everybody who is stolen from the government and from the people's tax dollars to jail for life. That's it. No parole, no pardons. And if any of them are turned to be traitors, well, you know what they do with traitors, line them up against the wall. Hello, Shinji. How you doing? I don't think I've seen you for a while. I seem to remember you were in there a long time ago. I always like the little eyes. So we need eyes on the government. And Elon is going out, and Trump are going out to the post office. Like, there was some postal worker. This is the greatest threat to postal workers, blah, 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 blah. If you're not doing anything wrong, you have nothing to worry about. They want to get rid of waste, fraud, corruption, and theft. And one thing that's wasteful, when I get a package like this one, which probably marked fragile, and it's very heavy, what they do with this from Los Angeles, they ship it up the coast to Oakland, which is about 20 miles from here. Then they took it on. Then they put it on a truck, a plane, a boat, whatever it is. A guy with a scooter, who knows? They send it to the Los Angeles Processing Center, where a bunch of postal employees sort it. Then they put it back in the truck. They drive 390 miles to San Francisco, cross the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge to the process center in Oakland, which is at the Oakland West BART station. Then they sort it again. Then they put it on a truck and they drive 25 or 30 miles to Martinez, to the main post office in Alhambra Boulevard, where they sort it again, and then they bring it here. Or when I get packages for things I don't want stolen because they're expensive, or Kathy's teacups or her bags or whatever, I send them to my P.O. box. Then they have another truck take it to the P.O. box, and then I get it when I pick it up. So you're having it go 390 miles twice, 30 miles twice, and then another 3 miles to here, which means they're feather bedding. They're having a lot of postal workers absolutely unnecessary, because they could sort that in Oakland and bring it to Martinez. Or they used to sort mail in San Francisco. I don't know if they do that or not. And Trump is saying he's going to close a federal building in Fresno, and the Nancy Pelosi, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, brand new federal building they touted as Green Energy Building at 7th and Market, and close the old federal building at the plaza, the UN Plaza. It's been there since the 50s. I went and took the Air Force entrance test there in 1970. That shows how they wanted me to go in the Air Force. I took the test. They said, would you mind taking it again? Why? What did I do wrong? Oh, nothing. We think our machine's broken. You placed third highest in the history of the Air Force for the test to enter the Air Force. Took it again. I got the highest score ever. But my mother had said she hated war. That's why I didn't enlist. I should have. I would have had a pension today. Probably. I was 18. All raring to go and do the service. I didn't want to go in the Army. They shoot at you in the Army. Didn't want to go in the Navy. They might torpedo me or bomb me. Didn't want to go in the Marines. That's for sure. I wasn't coordinated enough. Didn't want to go in the Coast Guard. What was I going to guard? So the Air Force was it. Because I had friends who were, a DC man who became a DC artist. We were friends. I lived in Las Vegas. He spent 4 years working in the base newspaper office in North Carolina. Never got to Vietnam, so I figured that was the best chance of my not getting killed, but still be in the service and serve our country. I didn't want to go over to Vietnam and get shot or blown up. But my whole family on the male side had been in the military for like 800 years, so well, we were a military family. Both sides, my father's people, somebody was always in the military. My mother's family, some was in World War II, World War One. We had knights and dukes and earls and other things. So whatever they were, Lithuania, East Prussia, and Germany. And I also had one relative who was in the very distant relative. We found he bombed my father. My dad was in the U.S. Army for 17 years, master sergeant, very good cook. Generals asked him to cook for them. He got bombed at Pearl Harbor by a distant relative who was an Imperial Japanese Navy pilot. So we found that out years later after the war. So he died in 1972 at the age of 62. Philippines, Pearl Harbor, North Africa, Sicily, D-Day, across Europe, Battle of the Bulge, German occupation, and then Korea, where he said he was scared to death because all the Chinese communists in the world were attacking his position. He said also, I was cold in the Battle of the Bulge, I froze in Korea. The Japanese owned that land. They cut all the trees and shipped them to Japan. All right. So, say something, Shinji. Welcome. But say something. I always feel kind of dumb if I talk to the screen and nobody says a word. So I will try to do. I have nowhere to go tomorrow, so I shall try to get on earlier. Unless I do what I usually do is on Sunday is spend the entire day sleeping and getting nothing done. I have to do laundry. I have enough to do one load of laundry. Gave PG&E a total of $82. They charged me about $3 for the privilege of using my debit card. Monday I'll call the place back in Pittsburgh, PA, and see if they'll pay my bill or not. If not, I'll have to struggle. They want me to make $15 a month payments plus the amount of the bill every month. I haven't even looked at it yet. It's sitting there. Give me another cough drop. That burned my throat. So I'm very happy Mama Cat came in. She's nowhere to be seen now. She goes and scratches on the screen door to be let in. She's been doing that for years. So silly. All right, I'm going to go. Have a good night. Stay warm, stay dry, stay hydrated, stay safe, and watch the skies. This is George Sender, the guy from Pittsburgh. I'm really glad I got this extra keyboard now. I got the other one down there. And I think this one's a solar one. This one's attached to the Mac Mini. So I'll put this in the closet. I got extra keyboards in the closet. I still got this bag full of keyboards. And I was not happy with the lady at the Apple store. She kept I'm not saying harassing, but badgering me to do this and wasn't showing me how to do stuff I needed to see. She never did examine my Bluetooth mouse. I had an issue with getting the Silicon M1 Mac Mini to recognize Bluetooth. Then I had a charger for one of my iBooks, MacBooks. All the rubber came off, the cable, but I was going to go to Home Depot, get shrink wrap tubing, get a heat gun, and seal the thing. Oh, that's dangerous. You want me to recycle it? And I couldn't think straight. Yeah, go take it. And then later on, why the hell am I doing? That was a perfectly good charging brick that just needed the rubber for the whole length. The wire was exposed. Well, that's dangerous. A young girl wet behind the ears and didn't tell me. told me how to back up my Mac onto my portable hard drive, but I couldn't think straight when she got done. I never want to go through that again. Didn't like her. Not because she was a woman, because she didn't do her job properly. I forget stuff, and I used to know how to do all this stuff, but you get old and COVID screwed up my memory too. All right, that's it for this one. I had COVID twice. Do not recommend it. Have a good night, and thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for coming in.